Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Fabian Jackson, and I'm here with Optic Tea at LonnieB. And I want you all to just tune in, tag a friend. We are live. We're going to be having a great topic tonight. And I'm just going to give you all a few more seconds to get logged in here. Make sure you go ahead and let your friends know that we are here, and we're going to be having some nice discussions tonight. So I'll give you a few more seconds to get logged in here. All right. All right. So listen, I want you all to get your listening ears on because tonight with LonnieB, she's going to be bringing some great topics to the forefront. Of course, she was born in El Paso, Texas, and she still resides in Texas. She is definitely a go-getter. She's the owner of LonnieB Creative Designs. She's definitely a soror of Zeta Phi Beta, mentoring young ladies, and I want you all to listen to what she has to say in regards to life challenges and overcoming. She herself had some hard challenges and now to triumph. Here's Lonnie, turning it over to you, dear.
Thank you, Fabian. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the first show of Optic Tea with LonnieB Empowerment Vignette. This show is actually designed and created for those who come in contact with LonnieB to be able to share their experiences, their successes, their failures, their realizations, their triumphs, their tragedies, whatever they want to share that led them to who they are today. Some will share about their story through a book. Some will share about what led them to their business. But nonetheless, we will be able to hear from them so some of us can be empowered from this day forward from learning something about someone else. So tonight, our guest tonight is an impeccable woman. She is strong. She is empowered. She is encouraged. She has a story to share of where she was and where she is today, truly talking from triumph to tragedy, from the internal and the external. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you all tonight to my trainer, master trainer, Nesi Ewing, the owner of Uncovering the New You. Everyone give a welcome to Nesi.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Long day, but you already know how that goes. I'm good to go, though.
I do. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Truly, I think I've been with you, for 5 weeks now? Yes. And so we've had the opportunity to, I went from being happy, being excited about signing up and changing my healthy lifestyle to going through a tantrum, a cry fest, to now I am truly elated because I'm seeing the results of what you have done. And it is truly from just using my natural total body weight in my living room and using it according to the skills that you actually give us. So tell the audience tonight a little bit about who Nesi Ewing is.
Well, that's a lot. I'll try to sum it up. It's a lot to me. I believe that every person has a testimony that, kind of brings them to the forefront of who they are. So my name is Nesi Ewing. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a daughter. I am a doctoral candidate. I am a veteran. I am a student. Goodness gracious, and it goes on. The list goes on, to be honest. I am a woman who believes that, I'll even just tell you the mission statement for Uncovering the New You, because this will explain it, right? We believe that, through physical fitness, that we can tap into your mental fitness through the form of exercise. We believe that, fitness is a coping mechanism. It can be when we're struggling, we're going through anxiety, because if we look good, we feel good, we tend to do good. And that is in all areas of our life. And that is exactly how I live mine. When I know that I put on that cute shirt, a set of pearls, you know, and a set of pearls, I feel absolutely amazing. And throwing a little bit of my mother's favorite color, red. Like my mother wears red lipstick all the time. So this is a trademark for her. But I wear red lipstick and I feel absolutely amazing. And it changes the way that I go about my day and interacting with people, the way that I interact with myself. You know, again, I am a mother to a 13-year-old beautiful, handsome son, who is my world and is the pillar of uncovering the new you. He is the reason why I continue to push. My husband, who's the one who invested in me, believed in me to push me and to help me get to that next level. My mom, my dad, and my brother, because I am a sister too. My mom, my dad, and my brother, who've been the backstory, the people that have watched me go from, you know, having absolutely nothing to having where I am now, and all of them having an influence and a physical touch to allow to see me grow in that area and be in that solid support system that someone needs when they're on a journey to find themselves, uncovering themselves. I am a woman who believes that settling is not an option, and because of that, it's not a matter of overdoing it, but just not settling for less when you know that you can do more. I'm not a woman who likes to do too much more, but I like to do enough to make sure that there's some results coming out of the work that we do. There is a lot to me, but my character in itself describes everything I'm about, and uncovering the new you in its name also describes who I am. I don't care about the degrees. I don't care about the accolades. It's really more so about what am I doing with it and the lives that I'm changing with it. And so uncovering the new you is what I do, and with others, with women like yourself, with all the clients that I have between boot camp and personal training, uncovering someone that they thought that they lost. And so that's really who I am.
Awesome. So everyone, as you could hear, there is a lot to Nesi. We will unpack a portion of it, just to give you a little bit about it, because actually she has written a book. So after tonight, if you want to know more about Coach Nesi, you definitely can purchase her book, or definitely reach out to her for a consultation for the boot camp. So one of the things you talked about, you said that your son was the pillar of who you are today. Tell us a little bit about the beginning of uncovering the new you and how your son was the beginning pillar.
So I was a homeless pregnant mother in college. I was in my junior year, going into my senior year of college. And, you know, things didn't work out with me and my roommate, and I ended up becoming homeless. I used all of the money that I had from a prior deployment to try and stay in the apartment that I was, but the job that I had, they let me go because I was pregnant. And I couldn't stand on my feet. And so I was out of resources. For about 3.5 months, roughly 4, I slept in my car outside of my college in itself. I slept in the football field, in the field area in my car. I used to shower at the gym, the local gym that was downstairs, or my college gym that we had. I used to shower there. I had a food stamp card that only gave me about maybe $54 because I made too much being a soldier and being in college. And so they didn't give me a lot of money. So I was only able to eat at a certain restaurant, at a certain store, you know, to get food. No one knew. And again, for about 3.5 months, I was able to save my money and being able to go there. But it was more so when my son was born, I know what my parents gave me. My mom and my dad always made sure that we had. My mother always made sure that, you know, our bellies were full, the table was full, the refrigerator was full. My dad made sure that we had lights, cable, water, you know, him being prior military. And so me and my brother never wanted for anything. When I say we never wanted for anything, we never wanted for anything. And then when it came down to what did I want to be, I had to stop feeling sorry for myself, you know, because I realized I was going to be a single mom, and I was, and and when me being a single mom, I never pictured myself that way. I think I was one of those girls, like many people, they say, you know what? I truly want this white picket fence, the American dream, you know, the big white house, of the husband, you know, the good job and all this other things. It didn't end up that way for me. Not only did I go through depression, not only did I went through suicidal ideations, I dealt with anxiety, I dealt with alcoholism. These are the things that my son reminded me that it couldn't happen, because looking at his face and not being able to do the things that I wanted to do for him, I knew, one, that he deserved better, and that I know that I could do better. My parents didn't raise me to be mediocre. Neither one of them were mediocre either. And my brother excelling the way that he was, I knew that, again, that I could not be mediocre. And so in this moment, And the reason why I didn't go home, so let me say this, the reason why I didn't want to go home is because I didn't want to be a disappointment to my parents. You know, a lot of times that we would jump out of something and say, oh, I quit, I'm going to go home, I'm going to just do this. And we realize how our lives turned upside down. Well, I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight for my education because my mother always said education is the key to what it is you need. Regardless if you're going to use the degrees or not, it's still going to be applicable to something that you do later down the road. And so I just didn't want to quit. So I fought through that process. And I was the one that chose not to go home. You know, I chose to fight through that and to do what I needed to do. But going through looking at my son, him always looking at me, him wiping my tears as a baby, not even realizing that something's wrong, not knowing what it was like for him with, you know, when he was hungry, having the moments that I did, I said, I have to do more. Mm-hmm. I have to stop feeling sorry. I have to do more. Right. I have to get to work. I have to do more. Me settling and me crying and me wondering why and me asking all these questions, it's still not providing a solution. I've got to do more. And so, you know, from there on, it took me a moment, 7 years to be exact, to find me, to uncover me, go through some challenges to uncover that process. And my son continued to push me. Mommy, you got it. Mommy, you're okay. Mommy, we're okay. We're fine. He used to give me his money, his allowance money. Mama, here's $1. I got this $1. I've been saving it for some M&Ms. You can pay the rent with this. And I used to bawl because he didn't realize, baby, that $1 ain't gonna save us. But his heart was so good. But you know, him as a kid, that's how he is now. He will give me his very last. And that's how I am. That's how I was raised. My mother will do that. My brother will do that. My father, we all were raised, you know, we are like that. We will give you our last. And so, yeah. And so my son, him being there, was his presence allowed me to see how much more I could really do. And it forced me to tap into someone I didn't know, because I don't recognize her based on who I was when I was in high school.
Wow. So now you talk about your son and you talk about your parents. There's a section in your book,
yeah,
that you talk about you were studying for a science test.
Yes, my organic chemistry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and your son Xavier, who she's talking about, everyone, just would not stop crying.
Yeah.
I found that very enlightening, but I also found it, and I do want you to share just a little bit about that, because it talks about that just shows you the meaning of the unconditional love of a parent. So tell us a little bit about the night that you were studying for your organic chemistry.
Oh my goodness. So I was a scholar. So I was in an accelerated science program at Virginia Union University. And we have a very hard organic chemistry teacher. She did not let up on us. My baby was crying. He was crying. It was about 2:30 when he started. I was up studying, thinking I was going to do well. Everything was going to be fine. At least if I can come out of there with a C, God bless me, I would be okay. And he started crying, and I didn't know what to do. So I fed him, I changed him, and he was still crying. And I'm up here trying to rock him to sleep. And I've got this organic chemistry book in my hand. And I'm sitting there just walking around my house crying. I'm crying. So now I call my mom. I called my mom and I said, Mom, Xavier won't stop crying. And she said, have you changed him? Have you fed him? I said, have you patted him on the back? Have you given him something? I said, I did all those things that you've told me before. And he wouldn't. And so as I'm sitting there just crying and still constantly trying to figure out what I needed to do, I heard a knock at the door roughly around 6:30, 7 o'clock that morning. And with tears in my eyes, still crying because I had not studied a lick for this exam, was my mother and my father. My mother and my father came in, took my baby out of my hands because we were both asleep on the couch. My mother went in there and started packing his clothes. And she walked out of the door and says, we are going to take him home. And when we take him, you will still take care of him. You will still get your education. If you think about slipping, partying and drinking, doing all these other things, you will come and you will get him and we will stop helping you. But you will finish school. And I mean that. She had tears in her eyes. She packed all his stuff and she walked out the door.
No crying. You told me no crying.
I did, but yes, that's just the power. That's just the power of my parents, and they've been. When I tell you, they have been that stepping stone for me to allow me that growth. That growth. My mother and my father would never allow me to settle, regardless of how hard I thought they were on me. Mm-hmm. They never allowed me to fail. You understand? They never allowed me to take the second step unsure. I took the second step, may not know where that second step was coming from, but I was still, I was even despite being unsure about what was happening, I knew where I was going, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? My mother and my father just, yeah.
So they took him. Now, when they took him, was that the beginning of where you begin to focus on after graduation, and you went to the reserves?
No, I was already in the military. I joined the military right out of high school. I had been in the military for many years. I had already been on one deployment, and I actually volunteered to go on a second. I volunteered to go on a second deployment. From there, this is where I found my passion for fitness, because again, I'm an athlete and I've always done it, but we don't train the same way. My soldiers overseas, I took this second deployment was a little bit more intense because we were clearing out of a country. And in preparation for this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can pay off all my bills while my baby's good, sending my mom money, doing everything that I need to do. And, we're good to go. I found that, I was offered an OJT position, on the job type of training. Like, hey, come be a spin instructor. We need somebody to teach this class. And I started teaching it. Literally, I had no experience in teaching classes. And I started seeing my classes full and people standing outside of the door begging me to do another class, when lights were supposed to be out. And I saw my soldiers started to lose weight, and they're like, yo, Sergeant, I was Sergeant Hopkins at the time. They said, you are amazing. Why don't you become a personal trainer? I hated personal trainers because I thought they were all Google doctors. I thought they were, I did, until I really understood what the mechanics were of the job. I mean, of the career choice, because it's not just a job or hobby, it's a true career choice. And so once I did all of that, once I did that, I was like, okay, I'll go and get my certification online. I'll do something. I got it through two different places, NASM and ESA. And I came back to Richmond, Virginia to intern. And that's where I found and started my business. And it wasn't called Uncovering the New You then.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, hold that, because when I come back, I actually have to give a few little accolades and shout outs for tonight. Okay. But when we come back, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about two things. One, the 5-pound weight, and two, the two individuals who were the pivotal foundation of you starting your fitness company. Okay. So just give me a few seconds. I just have to do a few little plug-ins. I want to say to everyone tonight, if you're tuning in, you're tuning in to Optic Tea with LonnieB. Please be sure to tag a friend, text a friend, tweet a friend to join in with us tonight. If you are in tonight and you have any questions or comments, please be sure to post them, as you may see it pop up on the screen, or we very well may also mention it to you. Tonight's show is being supported by Oluwole Transportation for all your transportation needs in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So if you have any transportation needs and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, please be sure to visit the website of Oluwole Transportation, www.oluwoletransportation2.com, where the owner and founder is Aitayo Oliyenka. So once again, thank you for your sponsorship and your support, Oluwole Transportation. We truly thank you for supporting Optic Tea with LonnieB. So now we're going to come back and we are going to talk about Coach Nesi and her 5-pound weight. There's a section that I actually posted. It was what you were thankful for this Thanksgiving. And so can you talk a little bit about the 5-pound weight and why you were thankful for it this year?
So I'm at the highest point of my career as an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. Right now. And one of the, I'm always thankful for family and friends, my son, being alive. Those are the things that I'm thankful for every single day.
Mhm.
But I was watching I Am Tabitha Brown. I love her because she's vegan. I'm vegetarian, so I love that. I love her to death. And she was moving. She finally got the home that she had been dreaming about for her and her family. And she gave us a challenge to speak about what we were thankful for this holiday. And I had to sit back and I looked at it, and I've never spoke about the 5 pound weight. The 5 pound weight was the only thing that I could purchase when I first started uncovering the new you. I bought it from 5 and Below. And when I bought this weight was the only thing that I used working with people in my living room, random parks, outside in the parking lots, parking decks, or, across from gyms. But this was the only weight, you know. Yeah. And I'm thankful for it because I still have it today. And it reminds me of where I am. And it humbles me to never forget where I started.
Mhm.
Not everybody gains success in a way that they desire. But this weight allowed me to broaden my horizon, step out of my comfort zone, and to do things that I never thought was possible. And so I'm gonna leave that there. You have to read the rest of the book in order to get the rest story about that 5 pound weight.
Absolutely. I can tell you a part that's not in the book. That 5 pound weight is our boot camp's worst enemy. It is the beginning of our weight class. But once I heard the story, then it allowed me to actually have a greater appreciation when you say, get your lowest weight, 5 pound. It actually has, it gives me the fight and the determination. Then reading your book, it just, even motivates me more that I can overcome, looking at where you are today, and what you went through. You didn't go through it and it happened overnight. So, of course, you building your business and becoming who you are today was not going to happen overnight. So, that's how I kind of look at myself. And I say, yes, I was 100 pounds at 26. Now I'm, yeah, that amount. And but it's not going to happen overnight. But I can say that it has been a struggle for me and my weight, me having the desire to do it but never the determination.
Mhm.
And coming into uncovering the new you boot camp and training, it has now gone from a desire to lose weight to a lifestyle change. So I am truly grateful for it. But one of the other thing that I wanted to talk about, well, there were two people who you considered the pillars when you and I spoke. You considered the pillars of your business. Share a little bit about, not too much, because I want them to read it in the book, but share the successes of one, your best friend, Sean,
Mhm.
and two, your client, Miss Tina. But we'll definitely dig a little bit deeper, not so much as about what's in the book, but what I walked away with after I read that chapter.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. Sean is my best friend. He was the first friend that I had when I was in the military. Well, I'm still in the military. But he's my best friend. He committed suicide. Right shortly after probably a couple years after our deployment. And he told me to never give up, to never leave the military. Um, I wasn't there for him the way that I could, simply due to being a new mother, being in college. And he had always been there for me. This is hard for me just simply because, I miss him. And for years, I blamed myself for not being there for him. But he's a part of my success because he always used to tell me that sky is the limit, and I never understood what that meant. I heard it. Um, it was never easy trying to let him go, and not for years blaming myself for him not having someone to talk to. When I started uncovering the new you, it was more so I had to uncover the deepest and darkest parts of my life that I wouldn't accept. And there's parts of us when we are going through something or when we're transitioning, that's hard to do. And so he forced me to uncover some things about me that I wasn't aware of. He forced me to accept who I was, love me for me, and to be the best version of me every single day. So yeah, that's him.
And you had to laugh in order to be his friend.
Yeah. I couldn't be around him. So I laugh all the time about anything now. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, he made me laugh every single. I mean, it wasn't a day that he did not tell me that we had to laugh. You know, even through our tears, our conversations, he always forced me to laugh.
And definitely in that chapter, it goes goes more into detail. Mm-hmm. You know, every chapter of your book is for someone. I definitely can say that. And I haven't finished it, but where I did get to, even leading up to that part, I laughed, I cried, I was like, oh my God. You know, just your experiences in the short span, you know, reading it, you would think that, oh, that happened over a lifetime, and to know that it was such a short time frame. But when you're at the pivotal point of coming back, revitalizing yourself because you went through some ups and downs, hills and valleys with your business. But one of the things that brought you back was the next foundation pillar, which was Miss Tina.
Yes.
How did you come to meet Miss Tina?
She overheard me talking in the gym. I used to work at the National Guard Bureau in Springfield, Virginia. I used to go to the gym early in the morning because I knew that if I didn't get there early enough, I wasn't going to get a parking spot, and I had to park on the side of the road. And that's what I didn't want to do. And so I would get to the gym, and her and her husband, I worked there also in the same building, and I'd be in the gym oftentimes. And I was over talking to a chief. Chief Rowe, matter of fact. And, you know, he was looking for training, looking excited about it. He was like, oh God, you're killing it in the gym. I don't know if I can hang with you. And she overheard me, and she didn't know who I was. And so once she, you know, kind of wrapped around, she found me, and I got this message in my inbox. I'm like, who is this lady? She was like, can I meet with you? I'm like, why? You know, and then, you know, and then she called me. She was like, I'm not going to email, I'm going to call. And I got a phone call at my desk. I thought I was in trouble, about to get fired. But she called me, and she was just telling me that she was looking for me. Miss Tina is one of my most successful clients. And I say that because she's been the longest standing with me, over 6 years, who has lost over 70 pounds with me, who suffered 2-time breast cancer survivor, and 20 years apart, has been through ups and downs of many things. Plus, on top of that, some health challenges from chemo. And her husband, you know, he was one who always kept me accountable. I have to say, I call him Pops. You know, I can't come out of my mouth and say, hey, Mr. Keith, that just doesn't work with me. You know, I say, hey, Pops, how you doing? Because he was just like that. He wanted to make sure that I was on top of my stuff when it came to him, because her body was so fragile. You know, being the fact that I'm a breast cancer survivor, not once, but twice. I had to go back into my research. I literally took out all my medical books. I contacted friends of mine at, you know, NIH, trying to put pieces together, trying to revert and counteract what was going on inside of her body, revert her body back to as normal as we could through diet and exercise. And again, we have been working, battling any other health issues that she had in the mental, also dealing with the transformation, you know, dealing with the physical changes that her body would go through in the process. And I have to say, again, her husband pushed me into that corner, was like, and she's like, I need you, I need you, I need you. And he's like, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're doing. And so I had, you know, to be on my A game. And I love the fact that he supported her so much in that process. And so, yes, she was that one who not only gave me my confidence back, but believed in me, invested in me, trusted me. But she, again, stemmed out because more people started to find out what I was doing for her, all the milestones that she made and all the successes that she had, and knowing that we were able to take her body from one extreme to the next. And so, absolutely.
Awesome. And so you can read more about Miss Tina definitely in the book, but that leads me to where you are now. Let's talk about, so let me give a plug, y'all. You hear the barking because it's Zion, my schnauzer. I've tried to give him every kind of treat that would hold him over, and I guess it's not working. So please excuse the noise, forewarning in advance. Daddy needs to come and get him. So um, talk to us a little bit about uncovering you today. How did you go? How has the pandemic impacted you? Impacted your business? Did it hurt it? Did it help it? Share with us about the Uncovering the New You. We've talked about the book. Now let's talk about the fitness, because I'm sure I can chime in on this.
I know, right? I have to say that in the beginning, the pandemic was a mess because I had to adjust my prices. I had to understand that everybody was not getting the amount of money, that they would regularly do. But so if I could, right before the pandemic, I started Savior Summer Body Boot Camp, and I had a group of women. One of my first members was Kia, one of my sorors. Kia, she's in class now. She was a part of the first group that I was doing, and I had 2 classes a day. People said it was too much, it was too hard, and I was like, okay. And I got sent away for drill sergeant school. When I got sent away from drill sergeant school, I didn't know whether or not I was going to start training again. But one of the clients, Miss Trina, found me through she found me through one of the mentors that I had. One of my business coach and her business coach at the time, I think. We came together again, and she was just like, she started bringing more people. She trained with me on a personal training level, and then she brought in, her mother-in-law, and then she brought in her sister-in-law, and then it started to bring in more people, and I started to filter out people, that was there, and I have to say, between Kia, Trina, Marcia, and Mom, Miss Meridale, they have been stuck with me not only through the times of being on active duty, but they would say, hey, listen, you got a Saturday open. They was like, listen, are you open on Saturday? Listen, you call us. And so I loved it because they didn't let me go in spite of the transition. I just really thought the pandemic was going to get to me. And so when I got ready to come off of active duty, I came back, and there they were, full throttle, 100%. And it started to grow from there. And when I tell you, then Sherelle came. Oh God, you already know. Sherelle came, and she did her thing with amazing results and brought you right behind. And so when I tell you this pandemic, it was about belief and getting yourself out there, being able to open up yourself a little bit more to the world, being able to provide, a service that people need right now. And I know this pandemic, we need our health. We need nutrition. We need to know what we can do to survive mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and letting go of some of the toxins that we digest daily from the environment and the worries and the frustrations. Fitness will allow you to do that because you already know you can pick those weights up and throw them down. So that's really where it is. Fitness, it is definitely taken a spike, and I'm super, super excited about where it's going.
We are super excited too. We actually, there's a clip. So last week, everyone, we had to do Train the Trainer.
Oh God.
So we all did it. We all killed it. We gave her the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all tried to give me the business. You did.
We gave you the business. So Sherelle is actually one of our sorority sisters, and who actually bought me in. And so during that time, Sherelle is actually becoming a mini Nesi.
Awarded.
So so we call Coach Nesi the warden. So we've called Sherelle warden too. So before we go a little further, I want to play this clip, of how Coach Nesi was when Sherelle was teaching that day, when she was training us that day. So just watch this clip for a little minute so you can hear how she actually felt when we were training her.
Just let y'all know, I think this heifer's trying to kill us. She went in on us today. And yeah, I expect I'm rough. This is how she's making me feel right now. She's me, all over. My goodness, I didn't know it was this bad. Just let y'all know, I think this heifer's trying to kill us.
So y'all, that's how Sherelle made her feel. So she didn't do any more lives after that, because if they were, I would show them all, because I promise you, we all gave her the business. So because I did not have all the clips, we're going to bring some of your students in, your so tonight, y'all, I'm going to bring in some of my cellmates. I'm cellmate number 911. And so I'm going to bring in tonight Trainer and Sherelle. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, Trainer and Sherelle. So you've heard tonight, Nesi talked about us.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's amazing to see that clip again, since I'm the one that almost snatched her life, as she puts it. How are you, Coach Nesi?
I'm wonderful. Yeah, you tried to snatch my soul. That's okay. We got abs tomorrow, though.
Yeah, it has been an amazing journey with her. I've been with her, I think, now for about 6 or 7 weeks in this. And she's an amazing person. Not only is she's our sorority sister, but she's very inspirational. She's motivational. She gives us so much to look forward to. Before this journey with her, I was 300 pounds. Since being with her, she has essentially changed my whole lifestyle. I did not want to get up in the morning time to work out. Now it's 44, 45 degrees, and I'm getting up, working out in the morning. I'm actually sitting here just looking at my dinner that she told me, because I'm like, I got to eat before 8 o'clock. So Nisi is amazing. I mean, I don't know what to say about her. It's her attitude, it's her professionalism, it's her love for us, it's her encouragement. And Nisi, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you a lot. I know I give you a hard time, give you those faces. And y'all, she gives us stuff, picking the cherries and putting our legs up. But I think this morning she kind of got us back a little bit for last week. But Nisi, in all sincerity, I know you probably don't hear this enough, but we appreciate you. You call us a chain gang, but we really and truly appreciate everything that you do, what you say, how you push us, how you make us laugh. I'm cell number 183, general population.
Yeah.
We all got cell numbers. I don't know if I'm Wharton, but honestly, I truly appreciate you a lot. I do.
Yes.
And now my cellmate Trina is in here, and Alonda. We
Yes.
got cell numbers.
Yes.
So we should tell anybody, if we kind of got on the thing, in intake, you get an intake number. You don't get a cell number until you came to boot camp. Once you come to boot camp and you make it that one time, then we'll give you a cell number. Other than that, you straight through intake.
Absolutely. So before Trina, you speak, actually, Nisi, I have a surprise guest for you. They couldn't actually come on the panel, but I hope you can hear what they have to say. To my surprise guest, go ahead.
Hello, my baby. How are you tonight?
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm enjoying myself.
You don't know who that is, Coach Nesi?
No, I'm still trying to listen.
Oh, no, she did not. How are the ladies? I want to sell block too.
Mom.
What? Don't make me cry.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
We're good, Mom. How
We're
are you?
good, Mom. So, Nisi, I wanted, because you speak so much of your mom, I actually reached out to your mother to ask her to come in to publicly say what you mean to her, because she is not only your mom, she's your best friend, she's your confidant, she's your ride or die, she's our savior. So, Mom, go right ahead.
I can't.
You can. I know you can. Go ahead, girl.
Oh my gracious. What can I say about my baby? It really has been a journey for her. We have been looking for this for so long. Whether it went bad or whether it went good every now and then, I was still there. And at this point of where she's at now, I couldn't ask for no more. But it's only going to get better. Only going to get better. I told her just keep her head up, and don't let it hang down. As long as she do that, she's well covered.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Okay, Mom, I'm going to disconnect you. I know you're watching the show, so I'm going to disconnect you, okay? Thank you so much.
And thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Sorry, y'all. Y'all saw the ugly tears.
So that was Coach Nesi's mom, who she talks about was the pillar of, the foundation, the one who was her motivator, her striver, her everything from beginning to end, who never gave up on her. And it speaks so many volumes because, y'all, I think they talk every day, because every day when we're in our one-on-one training, she calls. And boy, we appreciate her phone call. We'd be like, save us. Today she didn't save us. She got off the phone. But there's nothing like a parent-child's love. And especially when you can see that there was unconditional love without any conditions, that she loved you where you were, who you were, and she made you accountable, and she made you own up and to walk into your destiny of what you are who you are becoming and who you are today. So definitely I wanted to get Mom in. She was trying to come on, but we didn't, but that's okay, because where there's a will, there's a way. I'll always make it happen. Yes, so now for my cellmate, Trina. So Trina is the one who.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I'm I'm cell number 190. I'm 190. And yes, I met Nesi in March. It was right at the height of the pandemic, and I was a part of a Facebook group, the Global Coaches Society, and they were having this summit. And I knew that I was going to start preparing to launch my coaching business, and so I wanted to get in on that. And so the first day was Nisi, and it was all about fitness. And I had been saying I'm going to get back to working out. I need to start eating right, because I had gained a lot of weight and I just felt terrible. I was bloated. I was fat, period. So I thought that the class was really just going to be about nutrition. I didn't know we were working out. So when I was laying in the bed, and the reminder came up in my email, was like, class is starting in about 15 minutes. Make sure you have your workout gear on. I'm like, what? So I jump up out the bed, I get my workout gear on. And let me tell you, that little 15 minutes having a heart, I don't even remember how long it was, wore me out. But it was good, because I felt like that was the beginning of the beginning. So she said, I do boot camp, I have personal training. You want to know more, reach out to me. And I did. I found her on Instagram, reached out to her, had her consultation. Had the consultation, and it's pretty much history from there. But not only has Nesi helped me with getting my life back on track with my fitness, with my eating, right in the beginning of our training, I had some personal challenges. My father was diagnosed with COVID in that April, and he was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. It was a Monday night. I think it was a Monday night or a Tuesday night. I'm in the middle of boot camp, and my dad was in the hospital during this time, but my son came to the door, the bedroom door where I work out. And my son is allergic to shellfish, nuts, everything. And he's looking like his throat is closing up, his eyes are watering. He's like, Mom, I need you to go get me some Benadryl. I had to log off. I go to take care of him. He ends up having to go to the emergency room. And that whole week, my dad was deteriorating, and he died that Friday. Saturday morning, I got up to work out anyway. And Nisi prayed with me. I don't even remember if we really worked out, but we really just, it was, she gave me that time that I needed. And while she loves, fitness and making sure that you are good health wise, she also knows that you're human, and you have those moments where you just got to take a break. And it was just like, we're not going to do this today. We did yoga. We're going to do yoga, and you're going to go and you're going to rest. And that's it. And I will never forget that, because she could have just been like, all right, you here, let's work this thing out. But she touched me in such a way that I will never forget, because she's more than just a personal trainer to me. I'm the big sister she wishes she's so glad she never had. But I love Nisi. I love her spirit. And I'm just so happy that when I saw that email, I did get up out the bed, because I could have very well just rolled over and said, no, I'm not working out today. I'm not doing it. And so we were meant to come together. And I'm so happy that, you're my trainer, but you're also my little sister.
Yeah.
And I love you.
I love you too.
And I love this group that we have. This is a true sisterhood. Even though we in different colors.
Yeah.
It is a true sisterhood. And so this right here, this is in honor of my dad. He was a Marine. So I know that you're an Army.
Yes.
My husband is Army, but this is in honor of my dad.
I like
it. He sits next to me on my chair.
Hey, he works out with us.
He works out with us.
That's
every
right.
Morning. So thank you so much, Nesi. I love you. And I just can't wait to see how much more God is going to give you, because He's going to give you more.
Give us, because you're coming with me.
I'm coming with you.
You coming with me.
I don't think you have a choice.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice.
No, I know.
I know where you stay.
So we have one final person. Y'all, she is the backbone of our group that keeps us walking fine line, walk straight. None other than Mom. Y'all, I think that you all can't see her because she does not look the age that she is. She does not move like the age that she is. And when I found out about her, I said, there is no way in HE double hockey sticks that I'm about to give up. I refuse. So y'all, none other than Mom.
Hi, can you hear me? I am so sorry that, I'm of that age, this technology and stuff, and I'm looking at you on my computer, but I also have you on my phone, and it's telling me to go somewhere near the browser. I'm not doing all that, so I apologize, but I'm glad to be here, and I have to credit my daughter-in-law, Trina, because as a result of the pandemic, but also as a result of who I was training with. She became a mom, a first-time mom, and she decided that she was not going to do training anymore, even once her child, got older. But of course, she's not even a year old yet. So I was trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I'm one of these, you got to hold my hand and all that kind of stuff. And I was just lost until, Trina said, look, I have somebody that I think you're going to like. So I did come, I think I came to one of the classes or something like that. And I said, okay, I can do this. And I did reach out to Nesi, and I told her I'm 73 and I've been working out, and I told her what had happened. So she said, come on, I can help you. And also she knows that I have, one issue that a lot of women get, and that's the osteosporosis, or the peniosteosporosis. And she said, I can help you, So as Trina said, the rest is history. And we, when she said she was going to boot camp, we wanted to come along with her just so we could train, because it was like, what are we going to do? Well, what she didn't say, and what Trina didn't say, is that she did videos. She did 15 videos for us, and we were able to follow along. And then, like Trina said, we're here, and she would check in with us and ask us, could we come and, do a class, and we would. So, it's been wonderful for me. It's kept me on track. She keeps you on track.
Yes.
And I have to say, because I have a shoulder injury that has nothing to do with her boot camp or anything like that, I probably was showing off, thinking I could handle a weight that I shouldn't have been handling. And she didn't really know I was doing it. And so I aggravated my my shoulder. And when I told her, she said, you take the next week off. Well, when she told me that, I thought I was going to die. And I even said to her, after I felt better after a day or two, can I come in on Tuesday? And she said, in essence, told me no. And I'm feeling good, but I stuck it out. And, to be honest, she does know what's best, because I truly needed that week off. So I came back better, But I have to say that as she has told us, she was going to take it to another level, and she has. And there are many times that, and it's a joke between us, we'll be all laid out on the floor, and Trina and I don't live too far from each other. And she says, I see there, I got to go over there and get her up off the floor, or either when class is over, Trina and I will text each other. And I'm saying, I'm sitting here. I said, girl, I am laying out here on this couch trying to get myself together just to go fix my breakfast. And we laugh about it. But she's wonderful. And I would say to anyone who is on this broadcast, if you're looking for a trainer and you're willing to be challenged and do the work, you found the person. I just love her to death. And Sherelle, do I have a cell number? I don't know if I have one. All I know is I'm mom. And that's about it.
No, Mom, you don't have a cell number.
You don't listen to me again, and you challenge me with that weight. You know how I am about that shoulder. You will be in solitary confinement. Just watch me.
Mom,
You will be there.
out that thing. Don't worry about it, Mom. Don't worry about it.
But it's a wonderful group of women. Wonderful group of women, and we've gotten to know each other, much better.
Yes. Thank you, ladies, so much. For everyone who's listening and tuning in, you've not only heard it from Coach Nesi, but you have also heard it from those of us who actually train with her current live and in Memorex. So, Coach Nesi, if they want to hear or get in touch with you, how can they order your book, and how can they reach out to you?
So you can go, there's a couple places. So you can go on to my website, www.uctnu.com. That's my website there. You can go and check me out there. You can sign up, for the email listing. In addition, there you can purchase products also. Thank you, Doc. I am LonnieB. Thank you for that. Then in addition to, you can find me on Instagram at Trainer Nesi, TrainerNesi. You can find me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Pinterest. Some of my workouts are there. My workouts are on YouTube also, of the 15-minute workouts that are there. So if you can't work out with us in the mornings, the See You in 15 is a 15-minute workout that is quick. You can get it done and you can feel like you're in boot camp with me because I still see you while you're at home, right? And so you can still make it happen.
Awesome. Okay. And for everyone, if you're listening to this broadcast and you go and you actually sign up to be on her newsletter, you will enter yourself in a drawing where I will be providing you a copy of her book. So between now and Friday night at 11:59 p.m., please go and sign up to receive her newsletter and information about her. It's on her website on the pop-up, so please do so. As she has also, if you want to purchase her book, Uncovering the New You, it can be found on her website as well as on Amazon. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Coach Nesi, Trainer, Sherelle, and Mom, thank you all so much for tuning in, for sharing tonight. And for everyone who's listening, thank you so much for tuning in. We have 4 minutes left. Just want to give a few reminders. If you want to reach out to Coach Nesi, want to come and take a part of just a boot camp trial for the low cost of $5, all you have to do is email her. And once again, thank you for tonight's show being supported by Oluwole Transportation for all your transportation needs in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Be sure to tune in. This month, we will have a triple header. We will have December the 3rd, December the 10th, and December the 17th. Next week, you will actually hear from the We Did It Tour, the Dallas-inspired divas, as they will be coming to you to talk to you about their tour and about their books that are forthcoming. So to everyone who tuned in tonight, I thank you all very much. And once again, you have been in the company of LonnieB on the Optic Tea Show. Coach Nesi, do you have any closing words before I give the final thought for tonight?
No, I know that Sherelle had. Sherelle, you had something to say?
What I wanted to add to those who are watching is that my son is 16 years old, and he is also participating in the video. So parents, if you have children who are at home, Coach Nesi has these 15 minutes workouts. It's called See You in 15. Please make sure you get your kids involved. So it's not just for adults. My son's 16 in high school. He started this training. So parents, even your kids can do this. So Coach Nesi, I just want to say thank you for that. I mean, so like LonnieB said, everyone can do this. This is not just for adults. It's for children as well. She's there for everyone.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sherelle. Okay, Coach Nesi, anything else?
I just want you never know what you can do when you believe in yourself. Everything that you see here is about belief in myself and my vision. No matter how many people didn't believe in my vision or thought that this was just a hobby, it's not a hobby for me because I'm passionate about every one of the people that I have touched, that I have worked with, and that anyone that seeks out, for fitness. I dedicate my time and myself to you. And that's what a trainer is supposed to do. I continue to expand my knowledge because of that. And so when you believe in yourself, the sky is not just a limit. Beyond the sky is. Anything can happen. Anything is possible as long as you believe in you and believe in your vision. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Nesi. It has truly been an honor and a pleasure. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation to be a guest. For tonight's quote, I leave you as a quote from Maya Angelou. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Thank you guys once again for tuning in tonight with Optic Tea with LonnieB. See you all next week, October the 10th, where you will have a sit down with the Dallas Inspired Divas at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night, and thank you once again. Be blessed, everyone.
Thank you.